Hey guys, I'm Sam.
I'm Jody.
Welcome back to our channel, Razor Focus. We're so glad you joined us today. We are still in the process of doing the trailer conversion. That's not going to stop, obviously, but we are making progress. We are about
A little better than half.
Yeah, probably say
Two-thirds.
three-quarter. You know, it's going to go pretty quick now. Now that we've done the major stuff, we're just kind of buttoning stuff up, putting it, building it, putting it all together. So I'm excited, and today we're going to do what, Jody?
We are going to get sunk.
We're going to get a sink in there. Woo woo. Let's get that going. All right, guys, we're back at it today, and got little Daisy back there, a little mascot for today. And we're on hold for some parts, so we're going to start working on some counters. So just doing some things while we wait on things to get ordered and so on. So let's get going. Okay, you can see everything coming together. Got the 110 done, which is really cool. And so I know we've got wires still hanging everywhere, but that's okay because those are going to be in a little conduit, and we're just kind of making sure before we button everything up, we want to make sure that all this is done. And so that's done, and now we'll be working on the 12 volt side here, but we're waiting on some parts there, and we'll have a cover on the bottom here, and we're in the shower area. But you kind of see we're just being a neat freak about it. We want it to be nice and organized, so if we ever do have to work on it, we know exactly where everything's at. So today, what we're doing is on this side, a little wider angle here, on this side will be a sink. And so using some cardboard, I've cut out a little template to kind of give you an idea, and it'll look like so. So we'll put a piece of plywood there, probably a 1/2 inch piece of plywood is what I've got. And so we got that cardboard, and I used that as a template. And we did it kind of hard to see in the sun there. And we just put it right here and matched up the lines, and so now I'm going to cut that so we have a countertop. So let's give that a try, and we'll see what happens. Save that piece for later. It's a good piece. All right. Now we'll get the jigsaw and get those cut out. All right, folks, got my handy dandy square here. Just gonna clean up my lines from the cardboard, just so I know exactly where to cut, a little straighter. Again, I can always take some off, but I can't put it back on. So let's get that cut. All right, let's give that a try. All right, let's see how this fits in here. Let's see if this worked. Might help if we go the right way. There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Little space here, cut a little too much, but you know what? Not bad. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work real good. Now, we have our water lines coming through here to the shower, so we'll drill those holes, and that'll come through, and then we'll dress it up on this side to make it look pretty from here. Man, I like that. I like that. That's great. All right, so we have a sink here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Let's see what the sink looks like. hardware, some instructions, and this is the template as well. And as you can see, the sink will go something like that. And I think that's going to look really, really nice. Give us a little bit of counter here, a little bit of counter behind it. I think that might work. And that'll give us a deep little sink here. We want to make sure we go past that. That should be good if we go about right there. So I'm going to just see. This might be, that is the perfect template. But that might be the perfect location if I use that cardboard. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose my locations to tie in my clips. I think that would work, and that would give me a decent little offset. So I'm going to think about that, kind of just leave it here and play around with that to see if that's where I want it before I cut a hole in that board. I'm going to get my cardboard template, and I'm going to see if up on top, up here, we'll see if we get lucky and see if it's the same shape. If we did everything correct on our part, it should be, but we'll see. Also, I've got to make sure I can get it in there the way it's laid out. But see, this time we have a bar here where we don't have one down here, so I may have to cut that off and notch that, which is not a big deal. That's why we use cardboard. But I think if I notch that, I think that might work. So let me put a few marks where I want to be. Let's do one right here and right here. And let me notch that cardboard template, and we'll use that as a template again. All right, let's give this a try. And also try to think of how I'm going to put it in there, because we also got to think of the puzzle that it is. I don't want to fold the cardboard because I'm not going to be able to fold. And what happens when you mark it upside down, like I did, you get that problem on the other side. So let me cut that again. Hence why we use cardboard. All right, we'll try that again. And we should have it on the right side now. And see if we cut that right. That should be a perfect fit. So I think we'll go ahead and notch that, or trace that onto the plywood. And I think we'll be good to go there. So cool, let's give that a shot. All right, let's give that a try. And again, right now we're just kind of test fitting everything. We're going to paint it and make it a little more nice, I'll say. We just want to get it all in. Look at that. That's what it's supposed to do right there. And that's perfect fit. I got to leave that little bit of white area, probably about a ½ inch on that back end, just so I can get it right. But my goodness, I think it's going to be fine for what we're doing. Hallelujah. So this side technically is done, besides a few little details. Awesome. You can kind of see what's going to happen now. He's trying to get the vision here of what's going on. Water heater down there. There'll be another baseboard on top of that. And there'll be a cover on the bottom of that as well. So this will be all storage right in here for hanging clothes, boxes, whatever. But over here you could see now, got the microwave up on top. Man, it looks like it was made for that. Fits perfect. We'll center it up a little better. That's just a test fit. And then down here we'll have a sink. You can see how that's going to work. I want to kind of play with this a little bit before I decide if that's where I want it. And then down here will be obviously the bottom of the sink, the plumbing, as well as the battery for the 12-volt system. So coming together really nice. And then right in the middle is going to be the shower, but we're waiting on that till the very, very last. That way it gives us access room to get in here and do what we need to do on the back ends. But you'll always be able to access it either A, this will be a screwed in bottom, so we'll just screw to the bottom of that so we can remove it if we need to access electricity. And the same thing here, if we need to get the water heater, we can always take it off, but of course you'll be able to access it from here as well. So very, very cool. Love the way this is coming together. Thank you guys for joining us on this journey. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Also, one of the things that we're doing here is once we get all the wiring done, we're going to put some diamond plate in these areas, like so actually, to kind of fill in those gaps. But very, very cool. Okay, so let's get back in the trailer here. You see we got some lights up here, and these are pretty cool lights. You just kind of touch them and you can change the color of them as well as the intensity. So no switches to deal with, they're all contained. But back in here, and so we've got the sink upside down, and now we're going to draw a line around it so we can get ready to cut it. I thought it came with a template, but it does not. The instructions say to make a line around it and then go inside 5/16 and then cut that hole. So let's get that going. So I believe we've measured where we want this in the position where I'm standing, hand sink. We know it's close to this edge, but gives us counter space on both sides, a little bit behind it. And so now we have gone 1.5 inches in from this side. So we're on the front, we're evenly spaced within a 30-second. Not that I'm that accurate, but there we go. And now we're going to, we've measured the center of the sink to the center line. So now we're going to make a line around the whole thing. I've got my hand on the sink because I don't want to move it. And you know what? I may have to come in over here a little bit, but we'll see. So we've got our line. I'm messed up right there, but we can add that in using our little square here. We'll just fill in that line. Just like so. And then it says to come in 5/16 and do the same thing. So I'm going to actually take this out and use this line here, get my eyes to work here. And I'm going to start from, I'm going to what's called burn an inch so I can see that line better. You know, one thing I think that we need to teach our kids definitely is how to use a tape measure. So I'm just going to make that line, and I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And again, I can always, if it's a little tight, I can always expand it, but I cannot put it back. So there's our lines. And then we'll cut it out on the inside here. So I'm going to drill a pilot hole. I'm going to do a little bigger hole like so for my jigsaw bit. So let me get that set up. All right, time to cut a pilot hole. And I'm using just my eyeballs here to make sure I don't go past that line with that point. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Good, you can see that line is perfect where I need to be. Perfect. Obviously we're about to have a bigger mess again, but just to get it off where we can use the jigsaw completely how we want it. And now again, we'll take our time and start cutting this. Okay, how to reposition so we can get this corner and this line. So we're going to get that line. Move that over a little bit. Now, one thing I would do if I was staining it, I would put a piece of tape there so you wouldn't get the rip out. But the sink's going to go over it, and we're going to do something different on the top of this. I've always wanted to try something, so Jody and I are going to try that. So you have to stay tuned for that.
It's something pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Get it, baby? Woohoo!
So let's see.
Wanna see how it fits?
Let's see if the sink fits in here before we put it back on the counter. Okay, so let's put that the right way. It's going to go something like that.
Aw,
Like a
fits
glove.
awesome.
So let's put that in there, Jody, and then we'll see what it looks like. So I want to also mark these rings for our faucet drains. So let's put that in there and we'll put the sink in. Okay, so let's see, Jody, if we can put this in. I got to get myself all finagled in here just right. That top one was a tough one to get in.
Yeah, I was looking at that tight fit you got going on.
It's like,
I'm glad you notched everything, though. That looks really good, baby.
yeah, just to give it a finished look, or finisher look, whatever. So now, let me grab the sink.
Ta-da! And what size was this again?
This is a 15 by 15 square. Oh, look, I don't have to cut the holes because where it sits.
Awesome! Yeah, that's not beyond, it's within.
It's within, yep.
So yay, no holes. That looks awesome, baby. Sweetheart, this is so perfect. This is gonna be great for washing our hands, for sanitary issues and things that we need on the trail or in service. It's gonna be great for washing mugs for our coffee, because gotta have coffee. And when we're on ministry, to wash the serving utensils and all the things. It's just perfect. It's perfect height, perfect size. I love it.
Awesome. Hallelujah. We've got a sink. We've got a microwave. We are down to really, once we screw all that stuff in, we're going to do something to the counter. We're going to try something.
Yeah.
So something cool. You'll see that. So that's pretty cool. We're excited about that. And yeah, there's something back, a new addition to the family. Woo, that's all we're going to show you. You have to wait and see. But we're so glad you've joined us. Make sure you like and subscribe. I pray that you have an amazing and blessed every day.
Stay razor focused.